Assalamualaikum everyone. Okay, in this video we will proceed with the integration of trigonometric functions, and we have here is for case 4 where the powers of tangent is odd. Alright, okay, here is the steps that we will use. Okay, the first step is we will split, the second step we will use identity, and the third step we will use substitution, meaning we will solve by using cis method. Right, okay, let's see for the first step for split. So in this case, okay, the things that you need to split is the factor of secant x tangent x. So this is the thing that we need to split. Okay, then continue. Number 2, we have to use identity. So which identity should we use? Yes, we will use for tangent, identity for the tangent. Okay, and the formula will be tangent square x equals to secant square x minus 1. Okay, then continue. For the third one, we have substitution. So what is the things that we need to substitute with your u? Yes, we need to substitute your u equals to, yes, equals to secant x. Okay, which means it will be the opposite of your case, right? So when you differentiate your u, you will get it is du dx equals to secant x tangent x. Okay, then when you write your dx as the subject, it will be du divided by secant x tangent x. Okay, if you can see here, we will have the similar things in your dx here and the things that you have split in the first step. Alright, so it will be equals to the dx. Okay, let's proceed with the example. So let's look at the first example. We have here evaluate the integrals of tangent cube x secant x dx. Alright, so firstly, we have to identify the power of your trigonometric functions. So we have here, the trigonometric functions that we have here is for tangent and secant. Okay, and the power of your tangent here is odd. Right, power of tangent is odd. Then it will be in the case 4. Okay, so for case 4, we can solve by using cis. Alright, then the first step is you need to split until you will get the secant x tangent x at the back. Right, okay, now we will have here, when you split, you should have here is secant x tangent x dx at the back here, right? So what will be the remaining function? Yes, the remaining function will be tangent square x. Okay, next continue. We will use identity, right? We will use identity for tangent square x, right? So the formula that we will use is for this one. Okay, tangent square x, and the formula will be the integration of secant square x, secant square x minus 1. So then we have here secant x tangent x dx. Okay, next continue. We will use u substitution. So what will be your u substitution? Right, so your u substitution will be let u equals to secant x, du dx will be equals to secant x tangent x, and your dx will be written as this one, du over secant x tangent x. Okay, class? Alright, now we will substitute in the question. Okay, in your solution here, we will have it is the integration of u square minus 1 times secant x tangent x. So your dx will be du divided by secant x tangent x. Okay, then we can cancel off the secant x tangent x. So now we can solve the integrals, and we will have u3 over 3 minus u plus c, and don't forget, replace your u. It will be, your u is secant, so you will get here is secant cube x over 3 minus secant x plus c. So this is your final answer for A. Okay, next let's look at the second example B. Okay, we have the integration of tangent to the power of 5x secant to the power of 4x dx. Alright, so firstly we have the integration for the trigonometric functions involving tangent and secant. So next we will solve this integral according to the priority of the cases. Okay, and then we have here, if you look at the power of tangent, here it is odd. So here I will use the case for power of tangent odd. Okay, but then if you want to use for the case 5 where the power of secant is even, you can also use the steps for the secant even. So it depends on you. Alright, okay, so let's see, if I use power tangent of is odd, that means it will be in the case 4, and we can use cis. Alright, so the first step is we will split the secant tangent. So when we split, we will have at the end here we have secant x tangent x dx, and the remaining function we have here is tangent power of 4x and secant power of 3x. Okay, so here we have split. Okay, the second step is we will use identity. So since identity we need to use is for tangent square, meaning here we have to write the power of 4. Here will be as tangent square x square secant cube x and secant x tangent x dx. Okay, then we can use the identity for tangent square. Alright, okay, next let's see, the formula of tangent square is secant square x minus 1 square, and then we have here is secant cubic x secant x tangent x dx. Okay, so we have done the second step, which is identity. Alright, then the next step is we will use substitution. Alright, so we will substitute. Okay, let u is secant x, and then du dx will be secant x tangent x, and then your dx will be du over secant x tangent x. Okay, so please be careful with the angle. If you have the angle other than x, then don't forget, please differentiate the composite function. Alright, okay, now let's substitute in your solution. So we have here, it is the integration of u square minus 1 square, and then this one will be times u power 3, and we have here secant x tangent x d. Your dx will be du divided by secant x tangent x. Okay, remember the things that you have split in your first steps here will be remain as it is. There is secant x tangent x. Okay, so do not substitute your u here. Okay, do not substitute your u equals to secant x in your split there. Okay, secant x tangent x. Alright, so now we can cancel off your secant x tangent x. Okay, continue. Next we will simplify. And lastly, you will get the answer as secant power of 8x over 8 minus secant power of 6x over 3 plus secant power of 4x over 4 plus c. Okay class, so this is your answer. Thank you everyone.